Welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes Book Summary. Today we are going to explore the book, Factfulness, 10 Reasons We're Wrong About the World, and Why Things Are Better Than You Think, written by Rosling, a Swedish doctor and statistician, that explores the ways in which our perceptions of the world are often distorted by our biases and prejudices and how this affects our ability to make sense of the world and to make informed decisions. The book is based on the premise that we tend to have a negativity bias that leads us to overestimate the extent of problems and to underestimate the progress that has been made in addressing them. According to Rosling, there are several key reasons why we are often wrong about the world. One of the main reasons is that we tend to rely on our gut feelings and on our personal experiences and anecdotes, rather than on data and evidence, to form our opinions. This can lead us to draw incorrect conclusions and to overlook important trends and patterns. Here are some of the examples mentioned by Rosling that illustrates the importance of being aware of our biases and the need for accurate and factual information. First, the gap instinct. The gap instinct is a cognitive bias that leads us to exaggerate the differences between groups and to underestimate the progress and improvements that have been made over time. For example, many people believe that the gap between rich and poor countries is much larger than it actually is, and that the lives of people in poor countries have not improved significantly over time. However, data shows that many countries have made significant progress in reducing poverty and improving living standards, and that the gap between rich and poor countries is not as large as we might think. Next, the negativity instinct. The negativity instinct is a cognitive bias that leads us to focus on the negative aspects of a situation and to underestimate the positive trends and developments that are occurring. For example, many people believe that crime rates are increasing and that the world is becoming more dangerous, when in fact crime rates have been decreasing in many countries and the world is generally becoming safer. Lastly, the fear instinct. The fear instinct is a cognitive bias that leads us to overestimate the likelihood of negative events occurring and to underestimate our ability to cope with them. For example, many people are afraid of flying because they believe it is dangerous, when in fact flying is one of the safest forms of transportation. These are just a few examples of the ways in which our biases and lack of accurate information can lead us to misunderstand the world and to make incorrect assumptions about it. Factfulness is a valuable resource for anyone interested in understanding how to overcome these biases and to develop a more accurate and factual understanding of the world. Another reason is that we tend to have a single-story mindset, in which we tend to view the world through a narrow and oversimplified lens that is based on our own cultural and societal backgrounds. This can lead us to make stereotypes and assumptions about other people and places that are not accurate or fair. To counter these biases and to develop a more accurate and nuanced understanding of the world, Rosling recommends that we adopt a factfulness mindset, which is based on the principles of curiosity, open-mindedness, and a willingness to seek out and consider evidence and data from a variety of sources. He also recommends that we be more aware of our own biases and to be more critical of the information that we encounter, and that we try to see the world from a more global and holistic perspective. In conclusion, Factfulness is a thought-provoking and informative book that challenges many of our assumptions and preconceptions about the world and encourages us to adopt a more evidence-based and open-minded approach to understanding and interpreting the world around us. It is a valuable resource for anyone looking to develop a more accurate and nuanced understanding of the world and to make more informed and effective decisions.